You certainly can't beat today's office view here at Burlock Coast inside the Ritz-Carlton. Today I hang out with Chef Paula DaSilva where we learn how to make these mussels, which I certainly don't have. Come on inside. This is another episode of In the Kitchen with the Greater Fort Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival presented by Visit Lauderdale. We're in the kitchen, we're here.
Here we are.
Chef Paula DaSilva, thank you for having me in your marketplace.
Yeah.
Today we're making mussels, something I don't have, so I'm glad I can make it.
I can lend you a few of mine if
Awesome.
I need to.
Let's do it, let's do it. So Chef, walk me through what this is going to be.
right.
Put me to work.
So I love this dish, especially this time of the year in Florida when it's still 99 degrees. But it's October, right? So we should feel like we're kind of getting into fall. So I kind of like to do a little bit warmer style foods at this time and dishes. And this is the perfect one because we have some heat going on. We've got some different herbs and spices, which will kind of, bring you that feeling of like warming, your belly up.
So mussels equal fall, is that what I'm hearing?
Not necessarily the mussels,
or
but
how
the
we're making it.
ingredients. Yeah, the ingredients.
Gotcha. All right.
So we'll start. Garlic obviously is a spice that's going to bring some warmth and obviously some really nice flavors. But ginger, when we talk about like a warm, a warm like spice or herb or a root, ginger is super warming. And then we have lemongrass, which I'm sure you've seen this. Probably cook with it often or no?
Yeah, no, not at all.
All the time.
That's why I have you.
Yeah, there you go.
That's why I come to Burlock Coast, so you can cook with
Exactly. And it's going to add amazing flavor to the mussels. We've got sambal olik, which is something that you can find pretty much at any store at this point. I think even our local supermarkets will carry this. And basically, it's a chili paste of Indonesian cultures. The sambal olik has a really, really unique flavor. And then here what we're going to talk about are the mussels. And any time that you're looking for seafood, try to go to a really good reputable place that sells amazing seafood and fresh. All right, so let's get started here. So the first step is going to be adding a little bit of olive oil to start. All right, we're going to go ahead and add our garlic. And you can, we slice the garlic here, but you can also, if you have like a grinder at home, you can do that.
I love fresh garlic.
Yeah, nothing like it, right? Okay, so
are we just trying to get like a
little bit of caramelization. So now I'm going to turn it back on. A little bit of browning. Anytime, if you leave the mussel, or if you leave the garlic raw, you're going to have a much more stronger sort of, pungent live flavor. You cook it, you caramelize it, you start to make it a little bit more subtle and bring down that
Speaking of pungent, you can smell this really quick.
Through our masks,
yes.
Right? These masks are no good for that. I can still smell the garlic.
Well, speaking of masks, you guys are
yes.
Burlock Coast is part of the Safe and Clean Pledge.
Of course, and it's been, quite an undertaking, not just for us, but for everybody, and it's very important that we do this. Some of the things that we're obviously doing is going to be the social distancing with the tables. With the tables, we're lucky because we have a really big restaurant.
You do have a large space here. You have a lot of real estate to spread out.
We do. So that was a very easy thing for us to do. We closed off certain tables.
And you also have an incredible oceanside patio.
And we have the beautiful patio. The majority of our guests want to sit out there. So that's one of the things. Obviously providing guests with, extra sanitizing wipes at the table, at the entrance as well. Masks are required. Now, although some of the restrictions are being lifted, et cetera, Marriott and Ritz-Carlton will continue to enforce masks.
I gotta say, I feel super safe. The signs are everywhere that says you must have a mask as long as you're not eating or drinking at the table. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad that you guys are taking the Safe and Clean Pledge and you're ensuring that your guests are healthy.
Absolutely.
So you added some ginger while we were talking.
Do you smell that now? So I've added the ginger, and I want to talk about cleaning ginger a little bit. I'm going to put you to work, and you're just going to peel it right into the bowl, right there.
So I'm just going to peel the skin off into the bowl.
Yep, and then this way you don't waste anything.
So I'm just taking off generally the top layer of the ginger.
Exactly. And so we've got the ginger and the garlic. So the next step is going to be for us to go ahead and we're going to add our mussels. We're going to place them. So lemongrass
So what does smashing
hard.
it with the dull side of the knife do?
It opens it up, and it's going to help release all the oils and the flavors into the sauce.
So kind of like when I'm making a mojito, because I love to drink, and then you smack them in.
The mince.
Perfect.
Exactly.
I'm
yeah.
good at that.
Yeah, I love how, everything always turns to alcohol, but yes, that's exactly how you do that. And so you see the garlic and the ginger, everything is nice and caramelized. Lemongrass is in there.
So this
Perfect.
is just simmering right now.
Yeah, just simmering, and it's at a good heat. You can hear it crackling. This is white wine for this.
Not for me.
Maybe if there's a little left over. There we go. A little bit of white wine. There you go, that's for you.
Yes.
I don't know if it's Chardonnay. A Chardonnay would be really good. Stay away from like Rieslings because it might be a little bit too sweet. Chardonnay, try to use something a little bit drier.
Okay.
So there's the white wine that we just placed in there. This is
It smells incredible.
fish stock.
Fish stock.
Yep. So fish stock, fish fillet, clam juice, whatever
Whatever stock is available.
Yeah, whatever stock the store is stocking that day, you can get. So now at this point, let me see, make sure I have everything. I do. I've got my stock and I've got my mussels. And what
You
we're
can
gonna do?
see it opening up
Yeah,
as it cooks.
it's quick. It's very quick. We're gonna go ahead and make sure the heat is on high because we want this to go fast. We don't want to cook it for too long because you'll overcook the mussels.
Okay.
And we're gonna cover it and we're gonna let it steam open and then we're gonna come back to it and finish it.
Stick around, you're watching In the Kitchen with the Greater Fort Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival presented by Visit Lauderdale. We'll be right back. We're back at Burlock Coast here at the Ritz-Carlton on the beautiful Fort Lauderdale Beach with Chef Paula DaSilva.
All right.
We're making mussels, something I still don't have, but I'm glad that we're making it.
We're making it, yeah. You'll get it. So these have been steaming now for, I don't know, about 5 minutes or so with the lid on high heat, right?
And they've all opened up. It's incredible.
Yeah, they've all opened up, which you bring a good point. Anytime that you have crustaceans, so clams, mussels, that in you're cooking them, if they don't open up, right, such as that, you see how it's nice and open?
Yeah.
If they don't open up and they stay closed, that means they're dead.
So don't eat it.
Nope, so don't eat it. You just want to chuck it out. It's not going to make your entire sauce bad or anything like that. Just throw
Just
it
that
out.
particular one.
Correct. So are we ready to finish this dish?
You're in charge. I just
I
work
need
here.
you to pick some cilantro. So try to find some cilantro, like a nice, really beautiful bunch of cilantro that's full. The leaves should be nice and plump and like healthy and all that. So you don't need to just do the leaves, and we're not going to chop it or anything like that. I want nice big like leaves. So when you take a mouthful
So
of
are we
this,
making a bed for
well, no, it's going to go in there.
All right.
But a lot of times people think, well, I can just throw. I don't need, the stem. That's not good. But the stem is actually where there's just so much flavor. So don't ever throw that out. And the same thing for parsley too. It's actually very flavorful. So you can actually use it in your sauce. So what I'm going to do next here is I'm going to add the sambal olik. Do you like it hot?
And when you say hot, you mean spicy?
Yeah.
Absolutely not, but you're in charge, so I'm just going to roll with what you do today.
Okay, so I'm going to make it hot. And I've got about 2 tablespoons of sambal olik in this amount here that we're making. The beauty about this paste is that it is going to be a little bit spicy, but it's not like, burn your mouth like crazy. There's just so much flavor in it.
There's just a little kick somewhere in the bite.
Correct.
Okay.
And because we're going to add coconut milk to it, it's going to be even more subtle. Okay, so I'm going to turn my heat up. And I've got coconut milk here. Make sure that you buy not sweetened. It's not for your pina coladas. You don't want that type of coconut milk.
So I want no sweetened.
No sweet. Yeah.
Coconut milk.
Correct.
Not for my
plain.
pina coladas because I'm not drinking it.
No.
I'm cooking with it.
You're gonna drink it, but you don't want it to be sweet. So plain coconut milk, and this will help really bring down that heat. Okay. All right, so really important when you're making a butter sauce, which we are going to add butter to this right now.
I love butter. So does Paula Dean.
Yes, and butter makes everything better. She's not wrong.
I'm a Georgia boy from Savannah.
Oh, I love Savannah. I really do. So we're going to pull up Paula Dean here and add a lot of butter. So anytime you're adding butter to a sauce, you see how I've got high heat here?
It's boiling.
It's boiling. And you add the butter and you've got to like finish it quickly. You can't add the butter and then like let it keep boiling for too long.
So the moment you add the butter, you got to be quick.
Because the purpose of the butter is going to be to help bring even more creaminess, but also to.
Now, how do you know how much butter to add to a dish like this?
It's never too much. No, I'm kidding.
I like that thought.
Yeah, it won't be too much. I know because I started doing this just yesterday. No, I'm kidding. I know, but you'll know when you're making this at home because you'll probably have a proper recipe, I think, right? I hope I gave you. And you'll know because your sauce will start to get thicker. So the more butter you add, the thicker your sauce is going to be.
Gotcha.
Now you notice I haven't added any salt yet. And the
I just assumed that's because they were already salty.
And you're exactly right about that because the mussels have their own natural brine. So to give you an idea of the salinity that's naturally in.
So now you're adding a little bit more
just
salt.
A little tiny bit.
Just a pinch here and there.
Just literally a pinch here and there. And you've got your beautiful cilantro. Would you like to, here, let me just trim a little bit. Okay, just a little bit so they're not too long.
This smells incredible, by the way.
Yeah, it's amazing, right? And we're gonna add the cilantro. And I've got a little more here that I picked because I wasn't sure if you're gonna want to work.
I might not do it right.
Right. And that's literally it. As soon as we add our cilantro in, we can go ahead and turn it off and just kind of smash it in there a little bit.
Visually, this looks incredible.
Yes, right? What about the smell?
It smells so great too. Between the butter, the cilantro,
yeah,
the wine that I haven't drank yet.
Right, no, you can drink it with it. So we're ready to plate this, and one thing that it's typical for us to serve with here, and at home too, if you want to, is going to be bread. So we have a really beautiful.
Well, I'm a fan of carbs, so that's great.
Yeah, right, me too, and it helps with mussels too. Grilled bread, I mean, ciabatta is our preference here, but if you have a French baguette or if you just want to use white bread, wheat bread, multigrain,
whatever your preference is as a whole. Mm-hmm. So while you're plating this, I know that we were talking a little bit about what you guys are doing different for the holidays, the happy hours that you guys have. Typically you do a Thanksgiving buffet, but that's not happening this year because of what's going on in the world. So can you walk me through kind of what Burlock Coast is doing? And
Absolutely. So typically we do a really big Thanksgiving or holiday buffets. And as you mentioned, we won't be able to do that this year. So it's fine. We're still going to do the same like amazing, delicious dishes, but it's going to be served family style. So you're still going to have your turkey, your gravy, your sweet potato, green beans, but it's going to be served family style on the table, appetizer, the main course, and then dessert, pies, etc. So hopefully, you're able to tolerate your family.
So when I don't want Uncle Eddie at my house, I just come here to Burlock Coast at the Ritz-Carlton.
Come here to Burlock Coast. You'll still have to sit with Uncle Eddie at the table.
But when I don't want him in my house anymore, I just leave.
Yes, exactly. And another thing that we're doing also for Thanksgiving is going to be Thanksgiving to go. So we'll be doing a whole roasted turkey with all of the compliments and all the side dishes.
Does that bring you into my house to cook it?
Oh no.
No.
Oh no. Oh no. That brings a bunch of packages to your house.
Gotcha.
Hot and ready, pretty much hot and ready, unless you don't eat it right away. Or ready for you to just kind of rewarm, and then you serve it, on your table, and you make it really nice.
So I can have Chef Paula DaSilva cook a whole Thanksgiving dish for us.
You can say I did it personally for you, yes, because I will be here. And yeah, so that's what we're doing for the holidays, and that's going to kind of have the same theme with Christmas. New Year's Eve we do a set menu, 4 courses. So, we're going to continue and carry on no matter what's happening, but we're going to do it the right way, the safe way.
Chef, this dish looks phenomenal.
No, again, thank you so much for supporting And thank you guys for doing this. I think it's still very important that we continue to do all of these things, continue to support these restaurants. So many people have been displaced in our industry, restaurants, and we really need to make sure that the guests are coming back, feeling safe to come back out, know that we are doing the best that we can to ensure that safety, and really come out and support the local restaurants, because otherwise if you don't, then as we see, many of them are not surviving. So come on out, come see us, but also come see other local restaurants as well.
Awesome, and I have one last question for
Yes.
you. What do you love about Greater Fort Lauderdale?
What's not to love? I mean, Fort Lauderdale is just growing so much at a rapid pace. And you can be here on the beach, you can go down downtown Fort Lauderdale, you can go to the different Fat Village, and it is just evolving. And to me, as a chef down here, I've been, my career has been down here in South Florida. But what people don't realize is how many phenomenal restaurants that we have here. And to me, that's probably one of the proudest things that I have seen Fort Lauderdale evolve in the last, even just 5 years, and how much it has grown.
Awesome, that's great to hear. Chef, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
My name is Rory. This is Chef Paula DaSilva. We're here at Burlock Coast at the Ritz-Carlton on Fort Lauderdale Beach in A1A. You're watching In the Kitchen with the Greater Fort Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival, presented by Visit Lauderdale. Thanks for tuning in.